Once upon a time, in a small forgotten village nestled deep within a forest, there was a tale that no one dared to speak of after dark. The village was surrounded by the Whispering Woods, a place shrouded in mystery and fear. The trees seemed to breathe, and the wind carried whispers that sent chills down one's spine. At the edge of the village stood an ancient, dilapidated house. It was said to be cursed, and no one had lived there for decades. The villagers believed it was haunted by the spirit of a woman who had been wronged and left to die alone. Her name was Eliza, and her story was one of sorrow and vengeance. One night, a curious young man named Thomas, driven by a desire to prove his bravery, decided to spend a night in the haunted house. Armed with only a flickering candle and a strong will, he stepped into the dark, dusty abode. The air was thick with a musty odor, and every creak of the floorboards echoed ominously. As the hours passed, Thomas heard whispers that seemed to come from the walls themselves. The candlelight flickered and danced, casting eerie shadows. Suddenly, he saw her, a shadowy figure in a long, flowing dress standing at the end of the hallway. Her eyes glowed with an otherworldly light, and her presence sent a wave of fear crashing over him. Eliza's ghostly form moved closer, her whispers growing louder. "Why have you come here?" she asked in a voice that was both sorrowful and filled with rage. Thomas tried to speak, but his words were caught in his throat. The ghost's eyes bore into his soul, and he felt her pain, her longing for justice. Desperate to escape, Thomas stumbled backward, knocking over the candle. The room was plunged into darkness, save for the light of the full moon shining through a cracked window. In the moonlight, he saw the true form of Eliza's ghost, her face twisted in agony, tears streaming down her hollow cheeks. With a final burst of courage, Thomas bolted for the door. He could feel Eliza's cold breath on his neck, her whispers echoing in his ears. He ran and ran until he was safely back in the village. Panting and trembling, he vowed never to speak of what he had seen. As the first light of dawn broke over the village, the haunted house stood silent once more. The villagers noticed the change in Thomas. He was no longer the carefree young man they once knew. The Whispering Woods and the tale of Eliza's ghost remained a chilling reminder of the darkness that lurked just beyond the edge of their safe, quiet lives. And so, the story of the Whispering Shadows lived on, whispered only in hushed tones, a warning to all who dared to challenge the unknown.